Texas is where oil money meets cowboy dreams, and a California down payment could buy you a ranch with actual cattle. With median home prices still hovering around reasonable territory statewide, some markets are about to crash harder than a tumbleweed in a tornado, while others are quietly building wealth for those smart enough to look beyond the Instagram-worthy barbecue joints. We've crunched the numbers, stalked Zillow, analyzed hurricane insurance costs, and calculated the true cost of living in Tornado Alley. We are ranking 10 Texas cities from the absolute worst investment to hidden steal that will completely flip your perspective on Lone Star State real estate. Subscribe, like, and saddle up, because we are serving up brutal honesty about Texas living. Starting our countdown in the city where your homeowner's insurance costs more than most people's car payments. Beaumont, the petrochemical capital, that's become a cautionary tale with a $185,000 price tag that comes with $5,600 annual insurance premiums. That might sound affordable until you realize you're not buying a home. You're buying a disaster waiting to happen. Beaumont sits in FEMA's favorite flood zone, where hurricanes aren't a matter of if, but when. Your roof deductible alone could hit $17,000, and that's assuming your house still has a roof after the next Category 3 rolls through. The chemical plants that built this town are now driving residents away faster than a refinery explosion. Air quality readings that would make Los Angeles jealous, combined with the constant threat of industrial accidents, have created a population exodus. Over 8,000 residents have fled since 2020, leaving behind a city that's slowly becoming a ghost town with really expensive insurance. Homes now sit on the market for 90-plus days because buyers aren't stupid. They can do math. When your annual insurance costs exceed your property taxes by 300%, you're not buying real estate, you're buying an expensive lottery ticket. The downtown area has some historic charm, and the barbecue is legitimately good. But it's hard to enjoy brisket when you're calculating whether you can afford both flood insurance and wind insurance in the same year. Beaumont, where homeownership is just expensive gambling against Mother Nature, and the house always wins. Welcome to Brownsville, where the Rio Grande meets financial reality and your home inspection report reads like a horror novel. With a median home price of $165,000 and household incomes around $45,000, Brownsville offers the unique experience of buying affordable homes that will bankrupt you to repair. Most homes here were built before anyone cared about building codes, which means your typical inspection reveals 76-plus issues that need immediate attention. Foundation problems, electrical systems that violate the laws of physics, and plumbing that was apparently installed by the Mario brothers. That $165,000 purchase price quickly becomes $205,000 after you make it habitable. The contractor shortage is so severe that getting someone to return your calls requires the persistence of a telemarketer and the patience of a saint. Property taxes hit 2.59%, which sounds reasonable until you realize you're paying premium rates for services that barely exist. The roads have more potholes than asphalt, and the city services operate on what locals call mañana time. Border proximity brings unique challenges that real estate agents don't mention in the listings: economic instability, infrastructure strain, and a job market that depends heavily on government employment and retail. The cost of living is low, but so are the wages, creating a cycle where affordable housing isn't actually affordable. The Mexican food is incredible, though. Authentic tacos that would make Austin food trucks weep with envy. You can get amazing meals for $5, which is perfect because after paying for home repairs, street food might be all you can afford. Brownsville, where cheap to buy means expensive to live, and your biggest home improvement project is making it structurally sound. Austin, the city where Keep Austin Weird became Keep Austin Unaffordable faster than you can say California transplant. With a median home price of $520,000 and household incomes around $80,000, Austin has achieved the impossible, making Texas expensive while Californians still find it too cheap. That 6.5 to 1 price-to-income ratio tells the story of a city that's been Californicated beyond recognition. Tech workers fleeing Silicon Valley's $2 million starter homes? Think Austin's $500,000 bungalows are bargains, driving up prices faster than a Tesla in ludicrous mode. Meanwhile, the teachers, musicians, and service workers who made Austin cool in the first place are getting priced out to Pflugerville and beyond. The property tax situation is brutal, even by Texas standards. No state income tax sounds great until you realize you're paying $12,000 plus annually in property taxes on a modest home. The city keeps raising assessments to fund infrastructure that can't keep pace with growth, creating a vicious cycle where longtime residents get taxed out of neighborhoods they've lived in for decades. Traffic has become a legitimate quality of life issue. What used to be a 20-minute drive across town now takes an hour during rush hour, which lasts from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The city's slogan should be "Keep Austin Stuck in Traffic," because that's where you'll spend most of your time. The music scene that put Austin on the map is struggling as venues get demolished for condos and musicians can't afford rent. South by Southwest has become a corporate networking event where the real locals can't afford tickets to see bands in their own city. The food scene is still incredible. Food trucks, barbecue joints, and Tex-Mex that would make San Antonio jealous. But even the taco prices are getting gentrified, with $4 breakfast tacos becoming the norm in neighborhoods where they used to cost $1.50. Austin, where California refugees recreated the same housing bubble they fled. Odessa, where your home value fluctuates more than a teenager's mood, tied directly to oil prices that change faster than Texas weather. With a median home price of $213,000, Odessa offers the thrilling experience of watching your investment rise and fall with global commodity markets. When oil hits $80 a barrel, Odessa feels like a boomtown where everyone's getting rich. When it drops to $40, the city turns into a ghost town faster than you can say fracking moratorium. Home values have dropped 12% during previous busts, and the current oversupply suggests another correction is coming. The earthquake activity from fracking operations adds a literal shake to your investment. Nothing says stable real estate market, like wondering if your foundation will crack from man-made seismic activity. Insurance companies are starting to notice, and premiums are creeping up faster than oil derrick construction. The housing quality reflects boom and bust economics. During good times, builders throw up houses faster than they can say quality control, resulting in construction that looks great for about 5 years before everything starts falling apart. During busts, maintenance gets deferred, and neighborhoods start looking like post-apocalyptic movie sets. But when oil is flowing, Odessa has an energy that's infectious. The local restaurants are packed, the bars are lively, and there's a genuine sense of prosperity. The problem is that prosperity depends entirely on something you have zero control over: global oil demand and OPEC production decisions. The Permian Basin offers some of the most productive oil fields in the world, which means when times are good, they're really good. High-paying jobs, overtime opportunities, and a sense that everyone's getting rich together. The local culture embraces the boom-bust cycle like it's a feature, not a bug. Odessa, the oil roller coaster where your biggest investment risk isn't the market. It's OPEC's next meeting. Corpus Christi, the coastal city where the beaches are beautiful and the insurance premiums are brutal. With a median home price of $247,000 and mandatory hurricane insurance that can exceed $8,000 annually, Corpus has perfected the art of making paradise unaffordable through paperwork. The Gulf Coast location offers stunning sunsets, world-class fishing, and hurricane seasons that make insurance adjusters rich. Your annual insurance costs often exceed your property taxes, creating a situation where you're paying more to protect your house than to own it. Wind and hail coverage alone can cost $6,000, and that's before you add flood insurance. Home appreciation has been anemic at 1.1% annually, which means you're basically paying premium prices for the privilege of breaking even. The market moves slower than beach traffic during spring break, with homes sitting for 75-plus days, while buyers calculate whether they can afford both the mortgage and the insurance. The military presence from Naval Air Station Corpus Christi provides economic stability, but military families often choose to rent rather than buy because they understand the insurance math better than civilians. The petrochemical industry offers good-paying jobs, but workers often commute from cheaper inland areas. The cultural scene is surprisingly vibrant for a mid-sized coastal city. The Texas State Aquarium, art museums, and a music scene that attracts national acts. The food scene combines Tex-Mex with fresh Gulf seafood, creating cuisine that's worth the trip even if you can't afford to stay. Corpus Christi, where paradise comes with an $8,000 annual insurance bill and seasonal existential dread. San Antonio, the city that's reliable like your favorite uncle and about as exciting as watching paint dry in slow motion. With a median home price around $280,000 and household incomes near $60,000, San Antonio offers the rare Texas commodity, predictable mediocrity. The military presence from multiple bases provides economic stability that other Texas cities envy. Lackland Air Force Base, Fort Sam Houston, and Randolph Air Force Base create a foundation of steady employment that doesn't disappear when oil prices crash or tech bubbles burst. Government jobs mean government benefits, which in Texas terms is practically socialism. The medical sector is booming with the South Texas Medical Center creating high-paying jobs that can actually afford the local housing market. The tourism industry brings consistent revenue, though it also brings consistent traffic and crowds that make locals queasy. Market fundamentals are solid but uninspiring. Steady 3 to 4% appreciation, reasonable inventory levels, and buyers who purchase homes to live in rather than flip. It's like a normal housing market, which in modern America is practically revolutionary. The food scene is legitimately impressive. Authentic Mexican cuisine, barbacoa that would make Houston jealous, and a breakfast taco culture that borders on religious devotion. The Riverwalk is touristy, but genuinely charming, and the historic missions provide cultural depth that most Texas cities lack. The cost of living remains reasonable by Texas standards, though rising property taxes are starting to bite. You can still afford to save money, take vacations, and maybe even retire someday. Concepts that have become extinct in coastal markets. San Antonio, where you get steady appreciation, stable employment, and the excitement level of a government office on Friday afternoon. Fort Worth is a city that's been playing second fiddle to Dallas for so long it's developed its own symphony. With a median home price around $320,000 and a growing economy that's finally getting respect, Fort Worth offers the rare combination of Texas charm with actual growth potential. American Airlines headquarters brings corporate stability and high-paying jobs that can afford the local housing market. The aerospace and defense industries are expanding, creating opportunities for skilled workers who want to own homes rather than rent apartments. The cultural scene has exploded with world-class museums, music venues, and a downtown that feels alive after 6 p.m. The housing market has steady appreciation without bubble territory, good inventory turnover, and buyers who are purchasing homes for long-term wealth building. The 5.3 to 1 housing ratio is reasonable by modern standards, though rising faster than a Texas summer temperature. Fort Worth has managed to maintain its cowboy character while embracing modern economic realities. The stockyards offer authentic Western culture without feeling like a theme park, and the food scene combines traditional Texas barbecue with innovative cuisine that impress food critics. The location provides easy access to Dallas opportunities without Dallas prices or traffic nightmares. You can work in the Metroplex while living in a city that still feels like a community, rather than a corporate headquarters. Property taxes are climbing as the city improves infrastructure and services, But residents generally feel they're getting value for their money. The schools are improving, the roads are being fixed, and the city government seems to have a plan beyond hope for the best. Fort Worth, where cowboy culture meets corporate growth, and your investment might actually appreciate faster than your property taxes. Welcome to Katy, the Houston suburb that's figured out how to be Texas without the Texas problems. With a median home price around $380,000 and some of the best schools in the state, Katy offers the rare combination of family-friendly living with actual resale value. The energy sector provides economic stability that other regions envy. When oil prices rise, Houston booms. When they fall, Houston adapts. The diversification into healthcare, aerospace, and technology has created an economy that's more resilient than traditional Texas oil towns. The job market offers opportunities across skill levels, from roughnecks to rocket scientists. Katy school districts rank among the top in Texas, which means your property taxes actually buy something valuable: education that prepares kids for success. The schools are so good that families move here specifically for the educational opportunities, creating consistent housing demand. The master-planned communities offer amenities that would make California suburbs jealous: pools, parks, trails, and community centers that actually get used. The suburban lifestyle includes everything from youth sports leagues to neighborhood festivals that create a genuine community. Market performance has been strong with steady appreciation and good liquidity. Homes sell within reasonable timeframes to buyers who understand they're purchasing long-term stability. The price-to-income ratio of 6.3 to 1 is manageable for dual-income families in the energy sector. The food scene reflects Houston's diversity with authentic cuisine from around the world. You can get incredible Vietnamese pho, authentic Mexican tacos, and Texas barbecue all within a few miles of each other. Katy is where suburban dreams meet Texas reality, and your kids might actually get a decent education while your house appreciates. The Woodlands, a Houston suburb that's so well planned it makes urban planners weep with joy. With a median home price around $450,000 and corporate headquarters that read like a Fortune 500 directory, the Woodlands represents what happens when developers actually think before they build. ExxonMobil's massive campus anchors an economy that includes Anadarko, Huntsman, and dozens of other major corporations. These aren't just jobs. They're careers with benefits, stock options, and salaries that can actually afford the local housing market. The corporations create a professional community that values education, infrastructure, and long-term planning. The master-planned concept actually works here. Instead of suburban sprawl, you get thoughtfully designed neighborhoods with preserved green spaces, interconnected trails, and amenities that residents actually use. The town centers offer shopping, dining, and entertainment without requiring highway drives. The market has strong appreciation, good liquidity, and buyers who understand they're purchasing a premium lifestyle along with real estate. The price-to-income ratio of 6 to 1 is reasonable for the income levels, and resale values remain strong even during economic downturns. The schools are outstanding, consistently ranking among the best in Texas. The community college and university partnerships provide educational opportunities from kindergarten through graduate school. The cultural amenities include world-class performing arts venues and festivals that attract national attention. The location provides easy access to Houston's job market and cultural attractions while maintaining a suburban feel that's rare in major metropolitan areas. You can work downtown and live in a community that feels like a small town. The Woodlands, where master planning meets master execution. Taking the crown as Texas's best housing market value is Plano, the Dallas suburb that's figured out how to combine corporate success with community living. With a median home price around $500,000 and a corporate roster that includes Toyota, Liberty Mutual, JP Morgan Chase, and Fidelity. Plano offers the rare combination of high incomes and stable appreciation. The corporate headquarters aren't just impressive names. They're economic engines that provide high-paying jobs with growth potential. These companies chose Plano for the same reasons families do: excellent infrastructure, educated workforce, and quality of life that attracts and retains talent. The job market offers opportunities across industries, from automotive engineering to financial services. Plano school districts consistently rank in the top 10 in Texas, so your property taxes fund education that actually prepares students for success. The schools are so good that families relocate from across the country specifically for education, creating consistent housing demand that supports property values. Market performance has been outstanding with 5 to 7% annual appreciation and strong resale markets. Homes sell quickly to those who understand they're purchasing long-term wealth-building assets. The price-to-income ratio of 6.2 to 1 is reasonable for the income opportunities available. The infrastructure is world-class with DFW Airport nearby, excellent highways, and fiber internet that supports remote working. The location provides access to Dallas cultural attractions while maintaining the suburban community feel that's increasingly rare in major metropolitan areas. The quality of life includes low crime rates, excellent amenities, and a genuine sense of community. Neighborhood associations actually function, local government is responsive, and residents take pride in maintaining property values through community involvement. Plano combines the highest-paying job market, most stable appreciation, best schools, and strongest economic fundamentals. While expensive, the income opportunities justify the cost, and resale values consistently reward the investment. Plano, where corporate success meets community values. It's so strong we can't even think of a good way to make fun of it. From Beaumont's Hurricane Roulette to Plano's corporate paradise, this ranking proves that in Texas real estate, location determines whether you're building generational wealth or becoming a cautionary tale about cheap land and expensive mistakes. Texas still offers the American dream at American dream prices, but you have to be smart enough to look beyond the cheap land and focus on places where the economics actually work. Plano isn't as affordable as Beaumont, but your investment account will thank you. What do you think? Did your Texas city get ranked fairly, or are we missing some hidden gem that's flying under the radar? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you're living in one of these markets and have the inside scoop on what we got right or wrong.